Hey friends, welcome to your reading all about where you'll be living once you're rich. So in today's reading, we are diving into your future lifestyle, your home, and the location once you've fully stepped into your wealth, your power, and your purpose. Whether you're manifesting a luxurious escape, a peaceful sanctuary, or a vibrant city life, this reading offers detailed insight into the physical and geographical location of your future home, the vibe of the place, the home itself, and a message from your future wealthy self. If you are new to pick-a-card readings, here's how it works. The first thing that you're going to do here is you are going to pick the pile or the crystal that you are the most intuitively drawn to. So we have pile 1 here with the blue Apatite crystal. We have pile 2 here with the Labradorite crystal. We have pile 3 here with Sodalite. And then we have pile 4 here with Lapis Lazuli. You can choose one pile, you can choose more than one pile, it is totally up to you, but when you're ready, go to the description of this video and find the timestamp that is linked to your pile. Then you can skip ahead to your reading all about where you'll be living once you're rich. Thank you so much for letting me read for you, and I will see you on the inside. Hey pile 1, hey friends, welcome to your reading all about where you'll be living once you're rich. So let's first talk about the geographical or the physical location of your home that you'll be living in once you're rich. So we have the Ace of Stones here. This is the Ace of Pentacles. Ooh, I love this pile 1. Okay, so this is a place that's deeply rooted in the earth. It feels old, sacred, and it feels fertile. So I feel like it's a land of long-term growth, perfect for planting your life's vision. There is money in the soil here too, right? Whether this is literal, like fertile land, maybe some of you here are going to be living on a vineyard, or maybe it's energetic, right? So maybe it's a place where you build a legacy. I feel like you're going to feel this magnetic rightness when you arrive, as if the land chose you too. So I feel like this is where new wealth begins for you, not just material, but soul deep stability is what I'm hearing. So maybe some of you here are looking to live in a place like Tuscany, Italy, right? A place that has golden sunlight, vineyards, villas that are made of stone, right? The smells, I keep smelling things like rosemary and warm bread. Maybe some of you here would be drawn to Napa Valley in California, in the USA, right? This is an elevated but grounded lifestyle. It's surrounded by wineries and there's lavender fields out there as well. I wonder if France might be calling to some of you too. A place where it has like castles and nature and very rich culture. I think it's perfect for creating a sanctuary with history. Ooh, even maybe a place like New Zealand. A place with like volcanic earth and natural springs and deep cultural, right? Deeply spiritual Maori land. Even like maybe places in Mexico, some sort of like emerging wine country that has like a lot of raw beauty and natural beauty and like raw luxury. So yes, we also have oak tree. This one says power, courage, and strength. So I feel like you will live in a place where the trees feel like ancestors. This land holds wisdom, and your home will be surrounded by something enduring, whether this is ancient trees, mountains, or land that feels older than time. So I think that some places to consider here could be Germany, somewhere that has deep mystical woods that are full of folklore and resilience. Maybe even a place like Big Sur, California. This place has dramatic cliffs, big, powerful trees, ocean air that resets your nervous system. Maybe even Peru, right? They have mountains that feel like guardians, they have rich traditions and healing energy as well. I'm also hearing Ireland, right? Somewhere with like a misty lake. They have oaks, ancient stillness. I think this could be like where courage meets comfort is what I'm feeling. Or even Japan, right? Somewhere with a serene forest, a place with reverence for tradition is what I keep hearing too. So pile 1, I feel like you're not just living somewhere beautiful, but you're becoming a part of a powerful story that's already in motion. So let's talk about the vibe of your future home, right? Let's talk about the energy. Let's talk about the atmosphere of the place. We have the devil, and this one says Carlsbad Caverns National Park. So pile 1, your home is a deep feeling transformational place. I feel like it has mystery and rawness to it. You're probably going to live somewhere that reflects your healing, right? Somewhere where you can finally stop performing and just be. There's this quiet intensity about the place, like the air itself holds some sort of important information, right? So I feel like your environment might be a bit isolated or a bit mysterious, or, you know, a place that has caves or canyons or volcanoes or, you know, a lot of spiritual energy there. So maybe some of you here resonate with places like Sedona, Arizona, right, in the US. It has red rock formations and intense spiritual energies, and, you know, some people even believe that there are portals that you can work with there too. I'm also hearing like Portugal, a place with like foggy forests and hidden castles and this very surreal energy that whispers dreams. I also think, again, Mexico. I'm hearing like the cenotes, right? The sacred underground water, ancient temples, you know, places with like just a lot of cultural, spiritual richness. Maybe Iceland, right? Like the south coast of Iceland, they have like lava fields, caves, black beaches, right? It's like harsh but holy beauty in a sense. Also Greece, right? Because I feel like this is like monasteries floating on cliffs, or like it's representative of spiritual solitude, deep stillness, you know? We also have the warrior, and this one says perfectionism, burnout. So I feel like you're moving somewhere that soothes your soul and allows you to unmask. So this is a place where the culture encourages things like stillness and nature-based living and self-trust. Real life examples of this could include Bali in Indonesia, right? They have a lot of themes of like spiritual wellness and rest and like jungle medicine in a sense, right? I'm also hearing Byron Bay, Australia. So they have like surf, nature, more of a slow rhythm that can help you to rewrite your nervous system. I also feel like places like Finland, right? There's a lot of like, we can find silence and snow and a space to rest and reset completely. Again, I'm hearing Greece, like quiet islands where you only hear wind and your thoughts. And again, Mexico, a place with like mountain lakes, sacred forest, and a way that you can rest in like an artful way. So I want to talk about the home itself. Let's talk about what type of home you'll be in, what it looks like, any sort of special features. We have the Knight of Stones in reverse. So this is the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. So maybe some of you here aren't interested in buying the biggest house, right? Maybe you are building the most you house. And there's a quiet rejection of hustle in the layout. So I feel like the materials are natural, the design is very intentional. It's not about impressing anyone, but it's about supporting your joy. Maybe some of your homes could be off-grid or have a bit of like eco-luxury or be unconventional in a sense. So I feel like you're not chasing trends here, pile one. You are creating a daily life that honors peace and ritual and purpose. So okay, I'm just going to throw out some examples. And of course, if you have something specific in mind, trust that, follow that. Your heart knows where it's being led, but I just like to throw out examples for fun. So I think that some examples here could be maybe like some of you want to live in like an earth ship in Taos, New Mexico. Some sort of fully self-sustaining but deeply soulful earth ship, right? Maybe some of you here want to live in like a Hobbit-style cottage in New Zealand, built into the earth and playful and peaceful, right? Or maybe some of you here want to live in like a modernist retreat setting in Joshua Tree, California, and you can experience that desert solitude and spiritual geometry, right? Or maybe some of you here are going to live in a jungle in Costa Rica, and you're going to use raw materials and have jungle views and a house that breathes with you. And a house that breathes with you. Maybe some of you here are going to be living in like a converted stone barn in Portugal, right? Having some sort of rustic home with integrity and intention. We also have Wunjo, and so this is a runes card. And I feel like with this, your home is going to be full of life, full of softness, full of laughter, full of creativity. I can hear music, there's dancing, there's dinners with loved ones, maybe family members, maybe close friends. Maybe just with like you and your pet is what I'm also seeing too for some of you. Barefoot mornings. I wonder if some of you here would love to live in like a home that has like colorful tiles and like an inner courtyard and art everywhere. Or maybe some of you here are drawn to like a cozy cabin that has like natural light and cozy textures and like simplicity with soul. Maybe some of you here want to live in like a cottagecore home, right? With roses and tea and window seatings for reading. Maybe some of you here want to live in a treehouse, right? Like experiencing that elevated joy, right? Both literal and metaphorical. Maybe some of you here want to live in a villa with like open air rooms and lots of plants and just designed for barefooted joy and deep peace. I just feel like pile 1, you'll know it's home because it will make you smile for no reason, is what I'm hearing. So let's dive into any sort of advice from your future wealthy self. We have the 5 of Vessels here, and so this is the 5 of Cups. So I feel like this home isn't just a reward, it's a response, pile 1. You created it because you knew what you didn't want anymore, and I feel like your wealthy self is whispering, like, hey, we might have lost some things on the way here, but we made room for what really matters. So maybe some of you here have left behind an old version of yourself, or an old family dynamic, or a city or a dream. And this home is something that gives you space to grieve what didn't work out, or to celebrate what did. So maybe some of you here, in terms of your home, like maybe you include an ancestral altar, or like a journaling or a prayer space, or a private nook for like remembering or meditating, or even just for crying, right? Like just a place to a safe space to be held is what I'm hearing. We also have Pink Lion. This one says protecting little you. I love this. So I feel like this home is designed to nurture the version of you that was once afraid or forgotten or overextended. I think that many of you here are going to decorate with intention. Again, not with what's trendy, but with what feels safe and magical to you. So maybe some of you here want to add in fairy lights and canopies and art that feels like home. Maybe some of you here want to put in a swing or a garden or a studio just for play. I feel like maybe you'll have rules like no rushing, no dimming your light, no shrinking. I just feel like you've built this so no part of you ever has to hide again. So pile 1, no matter where you end up living, just know that overall the land is going to be sacred, the energy is going to be healing, and the home is yours in every detail. And your inner child is finally safe. Thank you so much, pile 1. I hope that this reading was fun. If it resonates, please give it a like. Comment below with what came up for you, with what pile you chose. I love to connect with you all in the comments. Share this with someone in need of encouragement today, and subscribe if you haven't already. I would love to have you here. And if you love pick a card readings on money, finances, and your future self, please check out my channel, Tidal Tarot. I've got a playlist dedicated to these topics. And I'm sending you so much love, wishing you a beautiful day ahead, and I'll see you on the next reading. Bye, pile 1. Love y'all. Bye, friends. Hey, pile 2. Hey, friends. Welcome to your reading all about where you'll be living once you're rich. So the first thing I want to talk about here is the geographical or the physical location of your home. We have the 6 of Sticks here, and so this is the 6 of Wands. So pile 2, this is a place where you're seen and where you're celebrated. I feel like it's a sunny place, it's vibrant, and it has this magical quality to it too. So there's a festive, warm energy to it, almost like a parade is always happening somewhere nearby. Even if it's just in the way the light falls or the music spills out of cafes, I feel like this is a place where you're gonna bloom, pile 2. So I feel like you didn't just stumble into success in this place, you were recognized by it. So I feel like you're gonna arrive and people are gonna say like, we've been waiting for you, right? So you're gonna be in a community that uplifts you, maybe somewhere with a festive culture or like public art, or a place with like creative recognition. So maybe some of you here would want to live in a place like Barcelona, Spain, right? So somewhere with bold architecture or outdoor living, or just a place with like artistic soul. I'm also hearing like Santa Fe, New Mexico. So this is another place with vibrant culture. It has a spiritual community. Maybe some of you here would experience local fame there is what I'm feeling. Even like Lisbon, Portugal. So There's sunlight there, right? There's tiled streets. There's a rhythm that honors both beauty and pleasure there, which is so beautiful. Maybe even Buenos Aires, Argentina. There's a lot of passion here, there's pride, and there's this thrill of like being seen there as well. I'm also hearing Savannah, Georgia in the US. It has historical charm, creative pride, and this like slow living to it as well. We also have Basil. This one says prosperity, luck, and love. So I feel like your home is a place that smells like abundance. There's this sensuality to the environment, whether this is flavors or colors or touch. It might be Mediterranean or tropical or lush. I just feel like the earth supports you here and your relationships flourish. So maybe some of you here want to consider places like Tulum, Mexico, right? Maybe you'll have your beauty rituals here and sacred plants and beachside abundance. Maybe some of you here want to go to Corfu, Greece, right? Maybe you want to be immersed in olive groves and herb gardens and turquoise water. Maybe some of you here want to go to Chiang Mai, Thailand, right? So maybe you want to experience wellness and abundance and a rhythm of ritual. Maybe some of you here want to go to Spain, right? Where you'll be in like courtyards and be surrounded by flamenco and food and like soul deep luck. I'm also hearing Sicily too. Sicily, Italy, like old world magic, citrus trees, sea breezes. Yeah, I keep hearing like sea breezes full of promise. So it's going to be a place that blesses you back for every single seed that you plant, pile 2. Let's talk about the vibe, the energy, and the atmosphere of this place. We have Judgment in reverse here. This says Grand Canyon National Park. So for some of you here, maybe you literally live in a place that has a vibe like Grand Canyon National Park. But really, I do feel like this is a place of deep personal transformation, right? So maybe some of you here aren't looking for the flashiest thing on the outside. You just want it to be sacred on the inside. This is my pile that's probably been through a lot of pain, and you've known betrayal or you've known invisibility. And so this home gives you the power to alchemize that past into gold, right? So here you don't just recover, but you remember who you are. The energy is deep, it's still, it's reflective. So think desert or canyon or cliffside or ancient lands. I feel like this is not for escape, but it's for returning to yourself, pile 2. So maybe some of you here want to live near Sedona, Arizona in the US, right? So red rocks, vortexes, it's just a lot of rebirth energy here. Maybe Matera, Italy, homes that are carved into stone, right? There is spiritual weight here, there's history. Maybe some of you here are thinking about places like Petra, Jordan, right? There's echoes of like ancient resilience here and sacred silence. Speaking of sacred, I also heard Sacred Valley, Peru. So this is a place for profound awakening. Again, maybe Joshua Tree, California, right? There's this spiritual starkness about this place and this cosmic energy. We also have the Vengeance. This one says overcoming slights, a choice. So I feel like you're moving somewhere where your self-respect becomes sacred. No more self-betrayal, pile 2. No more tolerating less than what you deserve. The culture here could be fiercely independent or spiritually powerful or maybe even quietly rebellious. So maybe some of you here would be drawn to places like Morocco, right? A place where there's wind and ocean and independence and self-expression. Or maybe Scotland, right? Again, that wild, mystical, deeply ancestral energy. I'm also hearing Tucson, Arizona. So it's got like this desert academia, but like quiet power. Maybe Oaxaca, Mexico, right? A place that has art and resistance and beauty with a backbone. I'm also hearing Hokkaido, Japan. So like there's this snowy solitude about this place, but there's strength and there's this quiet rebellion as well. So again, pile 2, I feel like this place doesn't just heal you, but it makes you remember that you were never broken in the first place. So let's talk about the home itself. What type of home is this? What does it look like? Are there any sort of special features about it? So we have the 9 of Stones here, and this is the 9 of Pentacles. So pile 2, this home is luxurious, it's serene, it's soul-led. And I feel like it's not big to impress, but it's big because your joy needs room to roam. Every detail feels earned about this place, pile 2. I feel like there's a garden, there's beauty, there's a place for silence. It's the kind of home that you pour like a glass of wine in and say, hey, this is mine, like I made this. Right? Or if you don't drink, like you pour yourself a big old cup of tea, right? Or a cup of coffee or whatever it is, or you don't drink anything at all, but you just look around your home and you're like, hey, I did this, like this place is mine, like I earned this. And I'm also hearing too, like, don't tell them that they earn this, like they don't even have to work hard, or I mean, not that you don't have to work hard, but like you are very deserving of this just because you are. But yeah, I feel like this is a home that honors your independence. So I feel like, I don't know, I'm seeing like spa level bathrooms and like vineyards and solariums or music rooms. Maybe some of you here are drawn to a French country estate in Provence, right? And you are surrounded by grapevines and books and lavender fields. Maybe some of you here would be drawn to a more modern villa in Mallorca, Spain, right? Clean lines, sun-drenched stone. Maybe some of you here would be drawn to a more like hacienda style home in Mexico, right? Maybe you want to be, maybe you want a courtyard in your home, or fountains or flowers, right? Or maybe some of you here would want like a more like adobe style home in Santa Fe, New Mexico, with earthy textures and this inner quiet to it. Maybe some of you here want to be in like some sort of home that's like made of glass and wood, and it feels like a retreat in BC in Canada, right? Forest views, peace, sovereignty is what I'm feeling. We also have Tiwaz, and so this is a rune card, and this one makes me feel like your home reflects alignment, like everything in it has its purpose or memory. I feel like you may incorporate things like Nordic or sacred geometry in the architecture, maybe like an altar or an intentional space for decision making. I wonder if some of you here would put up like weapons as decor, like symbolic, or I'm seeing like family crests or like important cultural things on the wall. I'm also feeling like maybe like sacred masculine or sacred feminine balance in the layout. And then also like I feel like the materials that the home is made with, it reflects a lot of integrity, right? Like wood, stone, iron, strong things. So pile 2, I feel like you didn't just build wealth, but you built truth. Let's dive into any advice that your future wealthy self has for you. We have the Ace of Vessels in reverse here. So this is the Ace of Cups in reverse. So pile 2, your wealthy self wants to remind you to love yourself so deeply that it overflows into the walls you choose, the land you live on, and the mornings that you wake up to. You may be learning to receive love rather than just give it. So this home is like the container for your rebirth. Pile 2, maybe you've overgiven in the past, and your future home is going to offer you a sanctuary for you to fill your cup, right? Emotionally, spiritually, and energetically. Maybe you have design choices that are like related to meditation, or maybe some of you will be drawn to a meditation or a yoga deck that faces the sunrise in the morning. Maybe some of you here will have an outdoor shower, right? Or you take like ritual baths. Maybe some of you here have some sort of rain capture system, right? Indoor fountains or like a koi pond of some sort. Maybe some of you here will have like water features that mirror your emotional flow. We also have higher self. This one says connecting with your inner guidance. Ooh, I love this. So I feel like your home, it wasn't chosen by logic, but it was chosen by your soul's compass. So I feel like pile 2, you knew this was your place before you had proof. So some daily practices that you can incorporate are maybe like having like a tarot or like a rune altar, right? Like a place where you can divine, do your divinations. Maybe you're going to do like guided meditations by the fire, journaling in nature, maybe like stargazing from a rooftop or like a skylight bed. I can also see you hosting like intimate sacred gatherings. Yeah, I feel like you just, okay, your higher self or your future self is saying like you didn't move into a new place, like you moved back home to yourself. That is so beautiful, pile 2. So yeah, I definitely feel like no matter where you end up living, pile 2, you're gonna wake up to warm sun through open windows. I can smell like the scent of herbs and possibility, and there's this certainty that this is where your heart was always leading you. So Thank you so much, Pile 2. Please give this video a like if that was fun, if it resonates. Please comment below with what pile you chose, with what came up for you. I love to connect with you all in the comments. Share this with someone in need of encouragement today, and subscribe if you haven't already. I would love to have you here. If you love pick-a-card readings on money, wealth, finances, and anything as it has to do with your future self, I do have playlists dedicated to these topics, so check out my channel, Tidal Tarot. I'm wishing you the most beautiful day ahead, sending you so much love, and I will see you on the next video. Bye, Pile 2. Bye, friends. Hey, Pile 3. Hey, friends. Welcome to your reading all about where you'll be living once you're rich. Let's find out the geographical or physical location of your home. We have the Queen of Stones, and so this is the Queen of Pentacles. So this is land that feels fertile. It feels like you're surrounded by nature and warmth and signs of growth everywhere. I feel like this is literally and symbolically. I feel like this is where your hard work finally feels held, you know, like where comfort and nourishment are the default. I feel like you didn't just choose this place for beauty, but you chose it and it lets you flourish deeply and sustainably, you know? So maybe you're gonna live somewhere with gardens or forest or something for like creature comforts, if you know what I mean, like a land of fruits or herbs or long summer nights. I feel like some places that match this energy are places like Italy, right? Like Tuscany, for example. It has vineyards and rolling hills and a lot of golden light. Or maybe Australia, you know, Byron Bay, it has like lush, creative, grounded energy there. Maybe places like Sonoma, California, right? Earthy luxury, sustainable living, vineyards. I'm also feeling the energy of like the south of France, Provence, lavender fields, rustic homes, seasonal markets, maybe even Ubud in Bali, right? So jungles, rituals, you know, rich land, feminine strength. This is where your inner mother meets kind of the outer harvest of things. We also have summer. This one says expansion and growth. So I feel like you live somewhere that feeds your soul with sun and it stretches your sense of what's possible. The literal seasons may be summer dominant, or it maybe has a vibe that feels like constant blooming. So other places that fit with this energy are places like San Diego, California, right? That feeling of endless summer and like wellness culture. Maybe even like Colombia, Cartagena. Colombia, it's very lively, tropical. It's got that Afro-Caribbean richness to it. Maybe even Seville, Spain. Bright, it's bold, it's deeply alive. I'm also feeling like places in Hawaii too, right? Like for example, Maui, right? It's got like lush, wild beauty, and it's just a place that you can immerse yourself into the many senses and the deep-rooted culture and the history. Maybe even Cape Town, South Africa, right? Places that have beaches, gardens, and like this panoramic life. I just feel like the land reflects your softness and your strength here, Pile 3. Now let's talk about the vibe or the energy or the atmosphere of the place. So we have the Page of Sticks in reverse here. So this is the Page of Wands. So this isn't a place of chaos, wanderlust, or distraction, right? It's where you've outgrown the constant chase for novelty, and instead you build with clarity and devotion and protective force. So I feel like with this vibe, it says like, you've experimented, but now you're ready to like do things in a way that feels right to you. So I feel like you're not trying to impress anyone anymore. You're seeking alignment, not adrenaline. I feel like you need a place. Sorry if you hear like baby noises in the background. That's my youngest one having so much fun with his dad. I just like to make the disclaimer, if you hear kid noises in the background, I'm a mom. Those of you who have been with me since the beginning know that. So yes. Okay. But I like to take all signs and symbols and all of that. So maybe you guys will have a home that's filled with children or laughter or just like bubbly, youthful, pure energy. But okay, back to the Page of Wands in reverse. I feel like you need a place that lets you be playful but within structure. So like a space to create, but also somewhere that has boundaries that help you channel your energy. So I wonder if some of you here would be drawn to live in places like Iceland, kind of this element of like fire and ice, right? Like artistic solitude or having this inspired routine. Maybe some of you here would be drawn to Kyoto, Japan. a place that has tradition and stillness and sacred repetition. Maybe even Costa Rica, right? So like a place that has like jungles and surf and kind of this entrepreneurial freedom. I'm also feeling Santa Barbara, California. It has beauty and, of course, wealth and purpose without pretense, although some of you are going to probably be like, Santa Barbara is pretentious, but we'll leave it there. We don't want to go there. We don't want to come for anyone's necks. Okay. Also, I'm also thinking about Italy again, right? Sun-drenched. It's artistic. It's maybe something off the beaten path. We also have the Sentinel here. So this one says determination and certainty. So this energy is watchful but not fearful. It's the home of someone who knows what they're building and why. So maybe you're called to places that offer strategic seclusion, maybe like a place that has a gate or a cliff or like a borderland. I'm also feeling like cultural or ancestral weight, like maybe you feel like you're returning in some way. I feel like there's a sense that this land holds and protects you. So I wonder if some of you here would be drawn to like the Canary Islands, right? It's got this volcanic terrain and it's got this quiet force. Maybe even Greece. This has like ancient warrior land and it also has some like maternal terrain as well. Maybe the Amalfi Coast, Italy, right? It's got fierce cliffs and beauty and ancestral lines. Sedona, Arizona is coming up, right? Like things like energetic protection, spiritual clarity. Alaska too, Eagle River maybe, remote, something pristine with like elemental power. So I feel like this land, it isn't just welcoming you, Pile 3, but it's guarding you, it's protecting you. Now let's talk about the home itself. Let's talk about what type of home it is. Let's talk about what it looks like and what sort of special features it has. We have the Knight of Blades, and this one is the Knight of Swords. So with this one, I feel like, I'm really feeling like your home is like modern. It's built for movement. It's built for thought. It's your headquarters, right? It's your fortress. It's your temple. Think clean lines, tall ceilings, open workspaces, anything that gives you the space to execute your vision fast, right? Maybe you live somewhere that is like cold, right? Or it experiences like a cold climate. Or some of you here maybe even like just purchasing like a second home or a vacation home somewhere that gets snow. That's just a couple different examples. But I feel like this home reflects your sharp mind and your get it done energy, Pile 3. So I feel like your home is going to be ideal for you if you are a writer, an entrepreneur, a speaker, a content creator, for any sort of digital nomad that's ready to stay still and build. I think that this home would also be great for thinkers with a purpose and a powerful message. So maybe some of you here live in like a very high-tech glass house in Vancouver, Canada, right? Like clarity, fast Wi-Fi, forest views, those things. Maybe some of you here live in a smart loft in Berlin, Germany, right? Where there's edge and intellect and innovation. Maybe you live in a hilltop home in Medellin, Colombia. I just feel like there's this like lightness to it. There's this altitude and this vision. Maybe some of you here would be drawn to like a geometric home in Joshua Tree, California. So something that brings like future and nature together, like futuristic meets nature is what I'm hearing. Maybe some of you here would even be drawn to like an oceanfront eco home in Portugal, right? Someplace that's built for thinking and watching and acting. We also have Algiers here. So this one is a runes card. And I feel like with this, your home is ritualistic, but it's modern. It's designed to guard your focus and channel divine energy. So I feel like you can expect like skylights or tall windows to let in guidance, even things like sacred geometry or altar spaces, strong boundaries, things like gates, walls, or maybe your home is going to be somewhere remote, I feel like you're going to have a home office that feels like a command center. And really the energy here, Pile 3, is this home isn't just where you live, but it's where you lead. Let's get some advice from your future wealthy self. We have the King of Vessels here. This is the King of Cups. So with this card, you are here because you've learned to lead from your emotional center without drowning in it. Your wealthy self is calm, clear, and deeply compassionate, but focused. So your wealthiest self is here to remind you that you don't owe anyone access to your softness. You can protect it, you can let it guide you, but not to let it bleed you, right? So design your wealthy life around emotional safety and intentionality. You're not as reactive anymore. You respond with things like grace and direction. So I feel like you're somebody who has built their daily rhythm around morning water rituals, whether this is tea or bathing or ocean walks. I feel like you're somebody who does emotional check-ins before decision making. This is you having clear, protected energy fields, right? No clutter, no noise. And this is you having very intentional living, right? Every object, hour, and habit serves the vision. We also have focus. This one says being deliberate with your attention. So again, I feel like you live in a place that helps you eliminate distraction. It's not crowded, it's not chaotic. It may be off the grid, off the coast, or simply just off the radar. Because with this, you've chosen things like peace over popularity, right? Purpose over productivity. Things like precision over performance. And Pile 3, your wealthy life is built not on more, but on less and better. So I just feel like overall, you're going to live in some sort of beautiful, private, modern sanctuary, maybe possibly overlooking some sort of forest or ocean. I feel like your home is a smart home. You live somewhere quiet and it's architecturally striking. I feel like there's a space for ritual, a powerful workspace, and natural beauty around you. You're both protected and expanded in this home, and this is the home of someone who knows their worth and honors their mission. So thank you so much, Pile 3. I hope that this was really fun for you. Please give it a like if it resonates. Comment below with what pile you chose, with what came up for you. I love to chat with you all in the comments. Share this with someone in need of encouragement today, and subscribe if you haven't already. I would love to have you here. Thank you. If you love pick a card readings on money, finances, things like your future life, then I have playlists dedicated to these topics. So check out my channel, Tidal Tarot. And I'm wishing you the most beautiful day ahead, sending you lots of love, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye, Pile 3. See ya. Hey, Pile 4. Hey, friends. Welcome to your reading all about where you'll be living once you're rich. So let's first talk about the geographical or the physical location. We have the Knight of Vessels, and so this is the Knight of Cups. So this is a romantic, emotionally healing location with soft edges, warm sunsets. This is very much intuitive water energy. I feel like the land here, it's going to stir your heart back to life. It feels like just living, breathing poetry, art, or like a love letter to your soul. I feel like this is somewhere where you can wake up hopeful again and you feel re-enchanted with life. So I feel like this is where your heart begins to trust again, Pile 4. I feel like the land isn't loud, it's lyrical. So think ocean breezes or desert stars or artistic cafes, maybe small local sanctuaries. It might even be like a coastal town with a healing arts community, like, you know, Laguna Beach, right? Or maybe this is a desert with spiritual legacy, like Ojai or Sedona, right? Or maybe it's some sort of quiet village known for creative revival and beauty. Now, we also have potion. This one says invigoration, empowerment. So you feel reborn here, Pile 4. It's like this place gives you your own power back, and not by force, but by tenderly unlocking your joy, your sensuality, and your fire. So places that match this energy, I'm hearing Tulum, Mexico, with boundaries though, because it's very mystical, lush. There's like this rebirthing energy there. I'm also feeling Big Sur, California. It's got cliffside emotion and sacred power there. Even Morocco, right? It's got those ocean winds, art. It's got that mystic energy about this place. Maybe even Lagos, Portugal, right? It's got a rugged coastline, freedom to it. It's got this charm. Even Italy, right? Places with like warm waters and healing and romance. So let's dive into the vibe or the energy or the atmosphere of this place. We have the Seven of Blades. This is the Seven of Swords. So I feel like this isn't a naive place, right? It holds the residue of like betrayal or escape or secrets, but you transmute it, right? So maybe you've been burned in the past, but here you choose honest devotion with a fierce loyalty to yourself. It's a place where I feel like you walk away from what isn't aligned for you, right? Even if you feel like it cost you in some way. I feel like this is where you're going to rebuild an authentic community. And this is where you're going to protect your peace like your life depends on it, right? Because it does. So I feel like you've unchained yourself and now you're choosing your own sacred vows or your own sacred path, right? We also have the Hound. This one says loyalty, chains, and promises. Interesting. I feel like you likely will own like a dog or like seek companionship with strong spiritual protection. Or maybe like the community here might be small but tight-knit and kind of like hard to earn, but once you're in, you're in. I feel like it's also a place where integrity matters more than image, right? So maybe like Taos, New Mexico, right? It's soulful, it's isolated, it's got like that artist healer energy. Maybe even like Ireland, right? A place with windswept cliffs and ancestral ties to it. Maybe places like Mendocino, California, right? It's got an isolated coast. Maybe like a place of intense transformation. Maybe places like France too, right? Places with mystery and history and loyalty, and even maybe even like a history of like witches or like witchy energy. I don't know if some of you are drawn to that. Or a place like Scotland, right? Maybe somewhere sacred and quiet and deeply spiritual. So let's talk about the home itself. Let's talk about what type of home it is, what it looks like, if there's any sort of special features. We have the 10 of Blades here. So this is the 10 of Swords. So this is the house that I feel like you never thought you'd be able to build because of what you had to endure to get there. So I feel like this is like a death and a resurrection, right? Like a portal. This is the home that comes after everything that you've been through in life, right? So maybe some of you here live in some sort of converted desert cabin or a tiny home after leaving a toxic situation. Or maybe some of you here live in a repurposed structure, right? Like an old church or a studio or a shipping container. Maybe some of you here live in a home that you gut renovated with your bare hands or your spirit, right? Or maybe some of you here are more minimalist and you want to live in some sort of ultra protected sanctuary full of amulets and plants and crystals and altars. I just feel like this home is going to mark a turning point in your life. And for some of you, maybe you're not even looking for it to look flashy, but you're looking for like a sacred space because what it gave back to you, right? Which is your truth. So there's this like Spartan beauty to it, right? Not much clutter, just like every piece in your home was chosen with intention. We also have Thurisaz, and so this is a runes card. The house itself, I feel like, is a boundary for you too, right? It's almost like a spiritual guard tower. Maybe it has like, or maybe you live in like a difficult to reach location, right? Like on a hill or on a dirt road or behind a gate. I also feel like there could be like talismanic architecture, you know what I mean? Like things like arches or runes or windows that are facing specific directions. I can almost see you like lining your foundation of your home with like crystals or protective things. Protective herbs, protective plants is what I'm hearing. Right, like yeah, protection rituals woven into your home, like salt lines, sacred plants, sound clearing tools. I'm also feeling like there's this deep silence, right? Like no neighbors in sight. I feel like you heal in this home because you finally stopped performing, right? So some advice from your future wealthy self, pile 4. We have the star. This one says Joshua Tree National Park. I love it. We also we also talked about how Joshua Tree could be an example of a place that you might be drawn to. And so I love that we have that here. I wasn't even paying attention. So the star, I feel like this is a place that you've been like divinely rerouted to in this life. So your wealthy self wants you to know that everything that felt like a betrayal was a course correction. So now you clear the grief, you make room for grace. I think that you're the person who sees the stars again after a long night. And I think that your future self is saying that your vision is going to come in after deep rest. Or that your most powerful manifestations come when you're not trying to control everything. Right? This is a place where you can let your nervous system detox. So pile 4, let your soul breathe. We also have light cleanse. This one says clearing stuck energy. So I feel like with this, your future wealthy self wants you to know that you are no longer addicted to drama, BS, people pleasing, proving yourself. And I want to clarify, like you're never addicted to it, but I just felt like you might have been trapped or caught up in a cycle with those things. So I feel like you're going to manifest wealth by resting without guilt, by saying no to anything that feels like heavy or manipulative. I think that you're going to be clearing physical clutter, right? Old emotions. Maybe you're going to be crying, dancing, journaling, sweating, right? I'm hearing like ecstatic dance. But overall, I feel like the version of your wealthy life is going to take place in a home that is quietly magical. Maybe it's stripped down, it's raw, it's real. It's where you've taken your power back, pile 4. Maybe some of you here might live among desert rocks or cliffs by the sea, or walking barefoot with your dog, right? Or sipping herbal tea at sunrise, or writing poems that once were pain and now it's prophecy, right? So this is a place where you don't have to perform, you don't have to pretend. This is truly a healing sanctuary for you. And then I think that you'll be able to teach others how to do the same. So thank you so much, Pile 4. I hope that this reading was fun. Please give this video a like if it resonates. Comment below with what pile you chose or with what came up for you. I love to connect with you all in the comments. Share this with someone in need of encouragement today, and subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you. I would love to have you here. And please take care of yourself. I hope to see you on the next video after this. If you love pick-a-card readings on money, finances, and your future life, check out my channel, Tidal Tarot. I've got playlists dedicated to these topics specifically. So I'm sending you so much love, wishing you a beautiful day ahead, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye, friends. Love y'all.